welcome back to International Scale Model. I'm Lee. Today we're going to do a review of an AFV Club kit. Now I've recently decided, I don't know if any of you have seen it on forums or not, but I'm going to try and focus on a certain genre of modelling. Now I've done a lot of aircraft. I've got to say, kind of bored with aircraft, especially after the Javelin one. It's kind of knocked the wind out of me a bit for aircraft. So I've decided to have a go at armour. Now as you can see in the background here, I've got this Flat Panzer Gepard from Tamiya. Really enjoyed building it, really enjoyed putting it together and painting it, and it's very nearly finished now, just got to be weathered and that's it. And I've decided that I'm going to really concentrate on anti-aircraft, mobile anti-aircraft. So with that in mind, I've been searching for kits. I've got a list of about 30 now. Thank you to everyone on the forum who's contributed to that. Thank you very much, by the way. But this is one of the newest acquisitions I've got. Now this is the AFV Club M35A1 Quad 50 cal gun truck. Now as you can see, that looks a bit of a beast, it really does. And there's actually a whole backstory to this as well. I've had a look online, and this was an actual truck obviously that served in NAM and everything, and it's really interesting, the backstory to it. But it's a cracking kit. Again, I could only find it abroad. I think it was in Japan, I think I had to get it from. I don't know if it's discontinued, it might be an old kit, I'm not 100% sure. But it does promise to be a good one. I can't wait to get inside and have a look. So without further ado, let's do that. Right, okay, so the AFV Club 135 M35A1 Quad 50 gun truck. As you can see, it looks like a mean looking beast. Haven't done an AFV Club kit before, but I'm looking forward to this for sure. Around the outside of the box, not a lot else to be said. It's a nice sturdy, reasonably sized box. Let's have a look inside. Lots of plastic to dig out. Right, okay, so let's start with the big sprues, shall we? Okay, so we get a couple of big sprues like this. And this just starts off, we've got lots of stuff. We've got prop shafts on here. We've got leaf sprung suspension, we've got looks like fuel tanks, hubs. This looks like all the underside, all the chassis and everything. Very well moulded by the looks of it. I'm just having a look. There's quite a few ejection pin marks there, but I think they're all inside. No flash, no burr by the looks of it. Looks very nice indeed. Very well detailed. And this looks like it's going to be a bit of a beast when it goes together. So let's have a look at the next sprue. It's a bit of a strange one because it's got no roof to the cab, and it's quite a strange subject indeed. So here you can see straight away we've got loads of flash on the sprue. As long as it's not on the model, that's okay. Yeah, this sprue is not as good as the other sprue. We've got the front wheel arches there. Plastic itself, seems quite brittle, I've got to say, but there's a few stress marks on the hood. I think they'll be okay. I don't think there's any permanent damage there. There's quite a bit of flash, as you can see. Let's zoom you in a bit just so you can see a bit better. Got a bit of flash here. Okay, yeah, moving a bit there. And we've got a ton on the sprue here, which isn't too bad. Lots of burring around the edges though. That's going to need a bit of work. Canvas hood, there is a canvas hood for it. And I think that looks okay. Again, quite a bit of burring around the edges here. But, and again around the seats, really bad around the seats though. So you can see just here and here. So that sprue is going to need a bit of work. And then you've got things like the tools, they're perfectly fine. Nothing, a tiniest little burr on the edge of there. So, but apart from that, I'm just having a look at, there's a lot of ejector pin marks all over this kit. Hopefully they're out of the way where you can't see them. You've got the dashboard there as well. And that looks like you can make some nice dials up in that. That looks like it goes together quite nice. You've got things like this little framework. Now this is, I don't know what this is, might be the grill, part of the grill or something. It's got lots of these extra little bits of plastic sprue that you can have to cut off and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. But it's still not bad, but a little bit of work needed on that one, a little bit of TLC I think. And what we've got next, let's have a look at this sprue. We'll go down in size I think. On here we've got, I would imagine this is the base, the flatbed base, some seats maybe, I would have thought, and then you've got the sides, and you've got like this 50mm rings, this side of the gun. It depends if you're going to put the roof on, I suppose. Interesting to see how that comes out in the instructions. You've got a 50 cal here, and this is one of the looks like one of the anti-aircraft ones. You've got a little thing of bullets as well. Let's zoom in so you can have a look. Okay, so this looks like quite good work actually. I think that'll come up quite nice. Not after a lot of kits when they have machine guns and things like that, you have to go after market to get them really nice. But I think those look quite good. Little top of bullets there as well. Little ammo box. So that looks all pretty okay. There's no flash on there, no burring. Oh, there is some EPMs here and here, which you're going to have to work on, because this, yes, you will be able to see if this is the outside, then that's the inside. Yeah, you're going to have a few EPMs to work with there, but it's nothing drastic. They're not big deep things, they're very light things. Personally, I wouldn't bother filling them, I'd just sand them out. They're that thin, they're that small, so that's okay. Not too bad. Look, just throw that over there. Now this one's got a couple of sprues now. I do like the fact they're all bagged separately as well. But in this one we have, this looks like the gun itself. We've got the seats and the main gun itself. So the cogs are really nice, they're really well moulded. Again, there's a lot of EPMs on there. Again, it'll be interesting to see whether they'll be able to see a lot of those, but this just seems to be part of the gun setup itself. Some motor and all that, like a little control board. So it does look really mean though, doesn't it? That looks really mean. And what else we had in here? We've got the 4 50 cals. As you can see, the same as the other one we showed you. They're all very good nick. No flash, no burr by the looks of it, I think. No, that's burr free, so that's really nice. Do like those. They're going to go together really well. So very nice indeed. We have got 2 sprues in this bag as well. I would imagine usually when there are 2 sprues it's a mirror. Yep, so it's a mirror sprue. So let's see what we've got on this one. Yeah, a lot of EPMs again. A lot of burring on this one. These look like a lot of ammo boxes. Quite a lot of ammo boxes actually. So that's storage. You've then got some ammo belts here as well. Really nice. They're very well done. No flash or burr on the ammo belts at all, which is really important. But very nice indeed. So that's all the ammo boxes and everything. We've also got another bag with several sprues in here as well. Quite a lot of plastic in this kit actually. There's a lot to it, I must say. I don't know too much about the subject. I did a little bit on it before I bought it, and I found that this was an actual subject that, you know, was there in NARM, and I think, you know, some videos on it, lots of pictures about it and things like that. It's quite famous, I think, for some reason or another. But let's see what we've got in here. We've got another machine gun here. Now this will be the front mounted one possibly. Another 50 cal. Some ammo boxes and other odds and sods and creebles. We've got the exhaust system here. Now that's has got quite a few EPMs on it, which are going to have to be taken out. And we've got, I don't know which side of this is face up. I would imagine this is, because all the EPMs are on the other side. But this is all the side. Yeah, this is all the. Oh, there. You're going to have to work on those. So these are going to have to be filled and sanded as well, because it's this part of the thing. So you're going to see that from the other side, as you can see. So there's a lot of obviously the doors as well, and ejector pin marks all the way around the doors. That's all going to be filled in. So there's actually quite a bit of work there. Seeing, you know, it's a good few hours worth of filling and sanding on those, because I don't think they're just a little bit too deep to sand out. I think you'd notice that if you sanded those out, so they need to be filled, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, we've got another little one here. And again, this is another. This looks like the front-mounted gun. And again, there's quite a few guns in this, so I don't know if there's some that can lie in the bottom of the truck or something like that. There's a lot of extras, but they do look really well moulded. I've got to say, they do look really nice indeed. No flash or burr on that at all, so that's going to come up nice as well. We've then got a wheel, two wheels. So there's the hubs for the wheels. Again, they look reasonably well moulded. No problems there at all. Not a lot of cleanup needed on those, so very nice indeed. That's going to be nice and simple. That's the sort of wheels I like, not tank wheels. You also get this, which is a bag of rubber tyres. Now, I know rubber tyres, split opinion, 50-50, whether people like them or not, but there's tons of them. Look, so you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wheels there. I like rubber wheels. I don't think you can get any more rubber-like than rubber itself. So I think, you know, they just need roughing up a little bit with a sander. And they've got a very, very small mould line around the centre of all of them, which is going to take minimal cleanup. And you're going to want to rough them up anyway. You don't want them too smooth. You're going to dirty them up and cover them in mud and dust and whatever. So I think they'll actually come out quite nice. What I do like is the part. Just trying to. That's a shame. That's a bit strange. You see on here you've got this cross, this sprue part in here. It's actually connected to the outside of the tyre when it could have been on the inside of the tyre, and you would never have known the difference. But that just causes you extra cleanup, which is a bit of a shame. But again, I like rubber tyres. I think they're really good. I don't think they'll break down like some people say they will. I mean, you know, rubber takes quite a few years to break down, and I don't think if you're building a model 50 years, you're probably going to be broken and busted and everywhere by then. So let's have a go. We've got a decal sheet. Oh, I've got lots of little extras in here actually. Oh, a little bag of goodies. We like goodies. So we've got, what have we got here? Decal sheet. Some twine. Got a photo-etch sheet that needs bending. I'm just trying to see where that will go. You can see it's got these bend lines in it here and here. So that's going to bend over like that. It'll be interesting to see where that goes because I can't see where it goes on there. I would imagine it's probably going to be in the flatbed itself somewhere. But what I will say is I have ordered the Eduard upgrade kit for this as well, so that will be interesting. So that's going to replace a lot of these parts. So I can't wait. I should get that in the next couple of days actually. Now the glass unfortunately has been, let's zoom you in here so you can see this properly. Okay, you can see you've got this great big scuff mark all the way down there, which is a bit of a shame. Apart from that, the glass is pretty poor, I've got to say. It's all scuffed and not clear, as you can see. It's not very good at all. I know you're going to weather it up, and you know it looks like on here that there isn't any glass at all. But I would imagine the windscreen's folded forward like they did on a lot of the American trucks then. So I would assume either that or there's two types of versions in this box. But that is going to need some compound on it. That is going to need work to bring it up to make it nice. As you can see, it's pretty poor. It's not very good at all. It's that bad. I don't really need to put it back in the bag, you know. Right. Okay. So we got next. We have the decal sheet. We've got a little bit of string there, which is nice. I'm going to pop that in there with there. I imagine that's a bit of rope for somewhere on the van, the truck. Sorry. You've then got the decals. I like it when decal sheets come covered like that. It does make a difference. And the decals themselves. Now, I don't know if these are old or 2011, so they're only 3 years old. But I'm going to see if I can get you guys in on this because this is pretty poor for decals. I don't know if you can just see. Let's catch it in the light there for you. There. You can see how far over the decal goes past the graphic. It's massive, massive amount, especially on this Nancy here. You see how far the decal extends past the graphic itself, and I really hate that because it means I've got to trim it. Because if not, that amount of excess is going to show up, full stop. There's no two ways about it. So There's a lot of work, and same with the US, all this US Army, all this white writing that you can't really see here, but they're really bad, which is a shame because it creates a lot of extra work. But hey ho, there you go. So that is everything in the box, apart from the instructions. Let me just pop those back into a bag. So the instructions come on an A4 black and white printed booklet, as you can see. What it does do, it gives you a nice big write-up about the M35A1 Quad 50 gun truck, and some tech specs as well and everything. So really nice indeed. Now the instructions, you've got paint call-outs on the first page. They are Hobby Colour, Mr. Colour Spray, Humble, Revell and Live Colour. So plenty to choose from there. Live Colours, all full lot. Hobby Colour and Mr. Colour is the enamel version. Hobby Colour is the aqueous, which I use anyway, so that's excellent for me. How's a tip on how to do decals and things like that. But as you start the build, you've got, it looks like part of the chassis, then you're building up the axles and everything like that. And again, axles go together with a chassis and a prop shaft, suspension. That all gets put together, and all the other odds and sods, track rods and drop links and all sorts of things. So it looks really nice. It looks very easy to go together. I don't see anything complicated about that at all. It's then saying put the tyres in, which you do not do. You leave the tyres till last. So that is the chassis basically. So what you do is whether you'd weather that up and colour it and things like that straight away. It looks like you've got the engine box there, the gearbox, sorry. And you've got the front fender with winch. Then you've got the wheel arches. And then the internals, building all up with the seats, which will need some work. You then got the rest of the cab itself, and then you plop that on the top. So I would say you would probably put the whole chassis and the cab together, because unfortunately you can't have the cab separate from the chassis, but put all this together without the wheels, and then you spray. And then you'd have all the extras. You've got the bonnet and things like that as well. I would imagine you could probably might be able to get an engine kit for this. I don't know. That would sit in there quite nicely. As I say, I've got the Eduard Photo-etch set coming very soon, so it'll be interesting to see what upgrades that makes. Then you've got the fuel tanks and everything. This is all bolts on the side. Now, it is all pretty much a solid colour, so it's going to be a lot of fading and post shading and things like that. And I'll probably do some pre-shading on this as well, but to break that up again, you don't want that as a solid green because it would be a bit boring otherwise. But looking at it, it looks like even inside the cab is the same green as the external. So I mean, it might be a case that you just really go to town and build the whole lot all in one and spray it all in one, underneath and everything. There's just some bits that you can't see, but as you can see, you've got the doors that go on side, the armoured doors. Hasn't got the windscreen on there, so those glass pieces that we've got that aren't very good doesn't look like you're going to have to use. And then you've got your flatbed, the side rails, and obviously all the flatbed tool rack in there, and then you've got the gun mounts. Guns are steel. Okay, so yeah, so there'll be a bit of weathering for that, but put them all together, weather them first, put them on. Although if you're going to paint it green, I would imagine that you would leave those separate. I would put this together last, I've got to say, and just see how it goes together before you put the guns in there. Okay, so the good thing is in this gun mount, the pod, you can actually build it separately and then add the machine guns onto the side parts, which is, you'd leave those machine guns till last for sure. There's the Photo-etch part there, look. Okay, which has which has a Nancy sticker on it by the looks of it. So that must be on the rear side of this pod. So that's the Photo-etch part. You then got putting the machine guns together, you know, where you want to put them and everything. The ammunition box, the colours. Where do the ammunition boxes go though? It doesn't say. So I would assume you just pop those somewhere on the flatbed would be good enough. And on the rear you've got sprue maps, and AFV clubs, some other tick boxes and things like that for whatever reason. So the instructions themselves, they seem very, very easy indeed. I don't see any problems with that. Just, I think really before you build this, you should sit down and plan your build and decide what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, because you don't want to put all that together, put it on the truck, and then you find yourself you can't get to bits and bobs of it, and it's going to make it look odd and horrible. So again, usually you build these sort of things in subsections, but the way the chassis and the flatbed goes together, and the fact that they're all one solid colour, you could just put them all together all at the same time. So and then paint, you know, in one foul swoop at the end. But overall, I've got to say, it's such a different subject that I'm really looking forward to building this. You know, it's very weird indeed. So it's cut down, armour plated, extra plated, you know, anti-aircraft truck. And I'm really looking forward to it. So you know, that's the M35A1 quad 50 gun 135 scale from AFV Club, and even though it's got a lot of work with the EPMs and things like that, I think it's going to look to be really, really nice once it's done. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye bye.